First, then we'll move to our Zoom audience. If you don't mind, please state your name and if asking your question. Thank you for attending as well as for your patience. We'll begin now with an opening statement from the coach.
We pulled a quick change there, but Braxton and Tyrone are both seniors for all those in attendance. Very tough offensive day for both halves for our team. It seemed like we struggled to get the ball in the basket, and that's obviously a credit to FIU, their preparation, their players, their coaching staff. That's the biggest offensive struggle we've had in a long time. Obviously, we saw them 5 days ago, and they made some adjustments that were very effective in the game. Have a senior-laden group. It's obviously heartbreaking. We've had a year full of ups and downs, and there's been a lot of obstacles in the way and a lot of challenges, and these young men have worked very hard all year to continue to persevere and continue to play with maximum effort and togetherness, and for that, I could not be more proud. Obviously, a tough day here, and the cold, hard reality is that most seasons do end with a tough defeat. So we were hoping that was not going to be today, but unfortunately it was. Very proud of the fight that we showed and the togetherness that we played with. Obviously wish we could have had a different result. Yeah, I mean, I think they to start the game, they denied our shooters a little bit more than they had in the past. So I think maybe that early on took them out of rhythm. By the time the second half came along, I think they were sitting in the gaps and then closing out pretty well. Once we seemed to get in a little bit of a rut shooting the ball, it seemed like they were really packing it in and not letting us get those paint touches we wanted to. And and obviously. I guess looking at this, I mean, Blaze, Braxton, Enoch had good percentages, but obviously there's the guys that our leading scorers they really focused on. Don, Tyrone, and Christian are our three leading scorers, and I don't think they had many easy shots all night. I thought most of the shots they had to take were contested, and those guys obviously they tried to get to their strengths, but I think to FIU's credit, there were not a lot of open and clean looks for the three leading scorers on our team. Yeah, we were trying to, those last couple plays we were trying to run, kind of primary option was to get inside touches, but then secondary option was to get the shot. A couple ones we executed there late, and we got some baskets, a couple that we did not. Obviously late in the game, I mean, McHenry's always kind of been the guy that's, regardless of how he plays, kind of been the guy that can score from anywhere on the floor. So, there that last play, we were trying to kind of dribble underneath and pitch the ball back to when we knew we were going to be down 3-2. Then Braxton was going to go all the way to the rim, but obviously down 3. Had to be aware. I think they were clearly trying to foul, so I think Braxton was prepared to try to shoot in the act of a foul if possible, but when they didn't, we tried to get pitched back to McHenry, and obviously they swarmed him like they had all game and did not get a very clean look.
I mean, it affected us a little bit, but we really weren't even thinking on it. We were just thinking about going out the second half to come out strong. Them first 4 minutes, they made some fluky, shot and steals. So be it. Let's move on. When the second half come out, let's come out there strong.
I think we got that leadership from the guys. I don't think the season we had anything to do with a lack of leadership. I'll tell you what I saw all year a little bit. I've talked about it briefly at times, but I definitely saw it on the court tonight, was these guys were very aware that going into the season, I think the purpose of bringing the team back was to try to get back to the NCAA tournament, and I think I think that kind of maybe weighed on us all year. I think anytime, especially as the injuries did deplete our depth a little bit, I think anytime, Tyrone felt like, he he wasn't being the the dominant player that our team, he felt like needed. I think sometimes that was, hard to, or Don or Christian or Braxton. I think everybody, I think the will to win and the desire to make the NCAA tournament, for the second straight year, sometimes weighed on us. And in today's world, I think we all, but the players for sure naturally, hear feedback on how we're doing. And I think as we started to have some bumps in the roads, and we were 5-4, 14-8 on February 1st, and I think as we got some bumps through the month of February, I think maybe too much that burning desire and that focus on the end goal, maybe got in the way of our minute to minute process, and so we were always trying to the last couple of weeks just focus on staying present and control. And just like Wu said, when something happens like at the end of the first half, you can't go in and let that affect you. But I certainly saw a look all year, and I saw it tonight in a group that that is very together, that does want to succeed together, that had a taste of what that was, and sometimes almost, and probably myself included, too desperately wanted to make sure that we were able to control that outcome. And you can't focus on the outcome quite that much. You have to focus on what the day-to-day process is. You have to focus on improvement. You have to focus on team building. There's ups and downs, and when we're in a league, brutal league like Conference USA that's is going to be a one bid league, but there's 10 very, very good teams. It's a battle. So I'm very, very proud of the guys. There's not a lack of effort, there's not a lack of care or anything like that, and and we tried to play with an intensity and an effort every day that made our Hilltopper community proud. We have not had any talks with them. We honored every senior that had their degree or is graduating here on in May, and that was the point. I guess it's senior day. It's not out of eligibility day, is kind of what I said. So we tried to make sure we honor those guys. They are a close knit group and family. It would be weird if none of them were honored. But no, we have not had any talks about what's next. We were very trying to stay focused on the present. I know that the business of college basketball changes and happens very, very fast. But we'll regroup tomorrow and figure out what's next for this group. Well, we had the guys, Tyrone, Christian, Jalen Jackson, Don McHenry, Babacar Faye, even Tegan Moore, who was out this year. My mind's a little warped, so I'm probably Enoch Kalambe. The guys that were part of the tournament team last year. There was an 11-year tournament drought, so that group obviously, ended I guess I think it was as long of a drought probably as there'd ever been, and these guys deserve to be remembered for the effort and the care and the strength that they always showed to win. Braxton, Bayless, Blaze Keita, joined Leroy Odiahi joined our team this year, and they seamlessly fit in. They were brought in to be the best players they can be for sure. And obviously Braxton won the Louisiana Tech game for us. There's a lot of other great moments that Leroy and Blaze had. But we were looking for players that had winning as a focus. Leroy and Braxton had played for me, and we won a lot of games. And Blaze has won a national championship and won games at Nebraska. So we tried to bring in some winners, some older winners that would add to the group that we had. And obviously just probably the injuries created it where we had a lack of depth, and it probably, like today's game was a good example. Put a lot of pressure on Tyrone, Christian, and Don to score, and that can be a challenge. But it's a very close-knit group. It's a group that we'll always probably remember with each other for a long time, and I hope our community and our WKU family remembers this group for giving it all they had to make that magical run, and then to fight valiantly this year to try to recreate it and make it happen again.
Great. It's been good. I love this team so much, and I just hope we gave it all to the fans. And yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Man, I don't really know. It's up there for sure. I don't think there's any there's no I'm happy we're playing this team today. And we probably learned that the first weekend when we beat Liberty on the road and then lost to FIU. I think you learn that every game's a challenge, and the league is obviously very, very strong. I think we need to continue to promote, what to me is one of the best. I don't know if you use the word mid-major, but man, it's one of the best basketball conferences in the country, and these guys get stronger by playing in it. It's when you have to show up every single day to practice and prepare, and everything that goes into succeeding in Conference USA, it makes you stronger as a young man. It makes you stronger as a team, and hopefully these guys they certainly benefit from the experience. No, well, we need this group. We had to be better on half court offense, scoring the basketball, and that showed a little bit tonight. So every team is different. I have no doubts that we're going to have very strong teams here at WKU. I'm looking forward to moving forward. I don't think there's any kind of reflection or change. No, man. Like we're very confident, and we'll move forward. We'll talk to each of these players, and we'll be excited about attacking the future.
More questions from the room? Questions from our Zoom audience? Does not look like we have any questions there. Coach, gentlemen, thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks to everyone for joining us here for the first round post-game press conference of the 2025 CUSA Basketball Championships. We're joined now by Florida International coach Jeremy Ballard, by junior guard Asim Jones, and junior guard Jaden Brewer. And Coach, I'll let you also make the introduction of our other guest up here. We'll ask the attending media here in Huntsville has their ability to ask questions first, and we'll move to our Zoom audience. If you don't mind, please state your name and affiliation prior to asking your question. Thank you for being here. And Coach, we'll just start with an opening statement from you.
Yes, sir. The other guest of honor is my son here, Khalif Bam Bam Ballard. So thank you all for letting him be here. Just really proud of our guys, and very thankful for this opportunity that CUSA gives us. We understand there's a lot of tournaments, a lot of conferences around the country where not everyone gets to go to the tournament. And my guys fought tooth and nail all year long. They practiced hard all year long to very disappointing results. Not disappointing effort, not really ever. But we were afforded this opportunity to have a third season, and these guys have really embraced this opportunity. These two young men up here, Sim and Jay Brew, they fought through a lot of adversity. They made huge plays for us on both ends, and I'm really proud of them. We shot 31% from the field, 19% from three, and we won the game. And you only can do that through heart, guts, determination, and having an amazing spirit. And, there were many opportunities when, we were missing all our layups, missing all our open looks, missing our free throws in the first half, where we could have, felt sorry for ourselves and waved the white towel. And these guys just kept fighting and they kept believing, and I couldn't be prouder.
What goes into that spirit? Is it the coaching staff, or is it just the leadership, or what goes into that?
All of the above. It begins and ends with the guys out there on the floor. Those are the guys that were the warriors. Those are the guys that fought through that adversity. My coaching staff does an amazing job just being with these guys all the time and constantly talking to them. And I know they get tired of the staff talking to them and being in their ear, but it's for moments like this and for them understanding that we don't have to play perfect to win. We just have to be the best version of ourselves. And we were the best version of ourselves in terms of character. We were the best version of ourselves in terms of response. And, that's not easy to do. There's so much adrenaline, so much nerve, so much anxiety when it comes here to March. This is every game we play this week. Every game, everyone at our level plays this week is a Game 7. You see with professional athletes how hard Game 7s are. Some of the best players of all time struggle in Game 7s because it's a lot. It's win or go home. And for us to just keep fighting the way that they did and believing, man, I'm just a proud coach.
Just for you guys, coming into Tennessee, beat the champion of this conference, last year. Just talk about kind of what that did for this company.
It means a lot. Coach JB, he always told us just keep fighting. It's not over. New season, we want to know.
To me, being a 10 seed, it really means nothing to me, for real, for real. I feel like we here and we came to play. I mean, they put on their pants just like we put on our pants. So I feel like the number, the seeding, that don't matter to me. It's just who ready to go and whoever ready to finish the game out strong gonna win. So that's just that.
Sim, just talk a little bit about you went to the line a couple times there, played the game, clutch free throws that were needed. You've been one of the best free throw shooters in the conference all season, but those ones obviously mean a little bit more. So just talk about your mentality out there and how you're able to knock those down in big moments.
First, I want to thank the man above. If it's not him, it would have never happened. But yeah, we shoot free throws like 40 minutes a day at practice. So it's like just like practice.
For you, Jaden.
I just want to add to
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
He also did an incredible job of being tough, taking a lot of contact in the paint to get to the foul line too. And he wasn't going to that line not bruised and battered, and to step up and be 8 for 9 from the foul line like that, man. That's what winning point guards do.
For you, Jaden, you obviously were having a great game. You had to leave the game with a little bit of a shoulder injury, but talk about getting yourself back out on the court. I think you were okay, but did anything that you're seeing for your teammates and their mentality out there kind of spur you to get back?
Even when I went out, man, I feel like they all still had energy, man, with or without me, man, and that just gets me going, man. And I knew how from the bench energy to the players to the coaching staff that everybody wanted to win, man. We didn't care who was in. We didn't care about nothing, man. We just wanted to win these games, man. So it just gave me a spark, man. Me out or in, man. I was just willing to do anything to win that game, and that's what we did.
Just kind of closing thoughts on tonight's game, Coach, and also just a little bit of a brief preview of tomorrow. That we're going to be going up against Jacksonville State.
Yeah, we showed the team last night one shining moment from last year. So this is just a treasure to be a part, to have these moments in March. I told these guys there's no better feeling than advancing in your conference tournament in March. No better feeling. I've been fortunate enough to be a part of some teams that have won some championships, and this team has everything that it takes to do that. Now we have to put together all the put aside all the emotion all the nerves, all the anxiety from tonight, and we got to be able to respond and prepare for an awesome opponent tomorrow. You know, Jacksonville State, a team we faced last year in the conference tournament, who had an amazing season. Coach Harper is a legendary coach. I don't know what the voting was, but I'm sure he was a unanimous coach of the year, and it was for a great reason. We know we had 2 battles with them this year, and we had a battle tonight, and we got to prepare again for battle tomorrow. And they've got the player of the year on their side, and they've got a team that really buys into their identity. They really play together. They really accept their roles. But, man, I just can't tell you how proud it is to hear these guys talk the way they do, to hear Jay Bruce speak the way that he did about being unselfish. And that's what it's going to take tomorrow. It doesn't matter who scores on offense. The only thing that matters is that FIU scores. It doesn't matter who gets a block, rebound, or steal on defense. It just matters that FIU gets to stop. And it's amazing what you can accomplish when no one cares who gets the credit. Because we're all involved, and these guys all deserve credit for what they do under the lights, but also what they do when no one else is watching. So I'm so proud of them. My little man here came up with the motto for this week, and what was that motto?
Never let up.
Never let up. And I think we did a great job of following those marching orders today. So.
Is this kind of a game where you're glad that you're carrying that into tomorrow instead of having to wait a couple of days to play the next game?
Yeah, absolutely. We plan to carry this momentum with us tomorrow. Now, tomorrow's a new day. Jacksonville State sat and watched, and they saw 2 teams really go at it. And this is. I'm sorry. Please forgive me because I should have mentioned this before. I mean, Western Kentucky played their hearts out. They fought. They were missed all their 3-pointers until that last 4-point play, and they never quit either. And they could have quit from not making shots, but they battled. And man, I just think you saw a lot of young men out there that left everything out there on the court. Really emptied the tank. So hats off to them. And now we're going to go play another, proud program. Great coach, great players, and man, we're just so fortunate, so grateful to survive and advance. And we look forward to being here tomorrow.
This conference has taken a huge leap from last year. Now it's number 9. Just the parity and the quality of opponent is so good. Can you talk about kind of not only getting a win here, but just playing that tough schedule all year long against the you guys? You're in battles every single week.
Yeah, I think that actually us, coming in here as a 10th place team, I think any coach in this league will tell you that, we have the ability and what it takes to win on any given night. And I think that speaks to the depth of this league. And, this league has been a bloodbath all year long. And really proud to be a part of this conference. There are great coaches, great programs, great fan bases, great institutions. And, we're here at an awesome venue. In an awesome city, and we want to stay here as long as we can. We want to be here till Saturday night, so that's our plan.
Any more questions from the room? Questions from our Zoom audience? Coach, I believe that is it. Gentlemen, thank you all for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.